We have two fractions which we're multiplying. When multiplying fractions, answers need to be simplified if possible or where possible. So consider that I give you a problem like this. Multiply and simplify. Now, if I don't tell you to simplify, you may still need to simplify, especially if it's a multiple choice. I may give you in its simplest form. So therefore, I may just say simplify those two specific fractions, and you need to carry out all possible operations that needs to be done. So to start up with, let's start with an example of 6 over 7 times 3 over 6. Okay, when we multiply these two fractions, we notice that we end up with 6 times 3 and 7 times 6. The 6's will be able to cancel out, giving us a solution of 3 over 7. We have just reduced it to its simplest form. Okay, now if we didn't see it that way, that is okay. We can go with a different approach. Some people may go ahead and multiply it out and then start to reduce it to its lowest terms. So just put them this way, and if you go break it down, go ahead and break it down. That's not a problem. You can always work it out in whichever way. Now, not to say that fractions will be given in this form. Just as in the previous fractions, in the previous videos that you saw, you may multiply two fractions and then you may end up with a solution that it gives you 18 over 42, and so you need to reduce it to lowest terms. Okay, now let's go with the next example. Multiply and simplify. Multiply and simplify. Consider that we have 2/3. Expand and leave it. 2/3. This 2/3. Make I do this 3 here better. 2/3 times a negative say 6 over 7 times the next fraction of 3, say 4 over say 5. Okay, now when we're multiplying these two, we need to note something. We can make sure that the result is in the simplest form when we end up with our product. Okay, we notice that since the answer will be positive, because these two will be multiplied, two negatives will give us a positive, so we know the answer will be positive. So we could disregard the negative signs from our multiplication. So what then happens? This is our step. We'll put 2 times 6 times 4 over 3 times 7 times 5. Can anything cancel? Yes. 3 into 3, 1. 3 into 6, 2. That then gives us a result of, let's see, 2 times 2, 4 times 4, 16. And 7 times 5, that gives us 35. And that's our solution. Okay, for that one there. What happened to the negatives? Well, we know that two negatives when multiplied will give us a positive, and that's what happened, so we could disregard the negative sign from that particular problem there. Okay, we just need to keep in mind when we're having negatives in our multiplication.